Yeah, Jay, man, I'm gonna come up there next week, dog. Okay, I see Z-Ro again. Z-Ro, man, come up, man. I love your albums and saying, I'm gonna come up there, dog. And you know what? I was so scared, you know, the first time I met him. You know, I had heard he had some, you know, he had did a song with Adam. So a couple of times I met him, and I heard rumors that, you know, man, you better not go speak to Z-Ro. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna go see what, you know, if these rumors are true. But I never saw that. So that's what's so funny. But you know,
you know what, I'll be honest with y'all. This is a true story. I never know the Z-Ro that I hear people talk about. To me, the Z-Ro that I met and the Z-Ro that I hear, I'm like, I don't know who y'all talking about. I listen, I'm like, that's an amazing story you just told me. I understand that probably did happen and you probably got, you know, driven under the car, but I don't know that guy.
And I'm glad I don't know that guy. And I don't ever want to know that guy, but I heard about that guy.
Hey, man, it's like this, man. You be certain people for certain people.
I feel that. That's real.
It, you know?
That's real. That's real. Do you feel, I think you always felt like maybe, I'm just assuming, I don't know, so I'm glad you're here, you can answer for me, is that you felt that somebody may have had it in for you. Like you wasn't really sure if they, well, I love Z-Ro or I got something against this guy.
Exactly. Day to day.
And why did you feel like they might have had something against you? You didn't understand that that was love that they were trying to give to you.
I mean, it's like I said, man, it's, you know, it's hard to determine, you know, especially with somebody that's done it before. I ain't gonna be your fool twice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, that's for, you know, any walk of life. And a lot of time I end up being, you know, Z-Ro, cause see, you know, y'all know Joseph.
Mm.
But you know, it is a couple of people that unfortunately have met the iron class of Z-Ro. And I mean, don't nobody like that dude. I'll be that dude for certain people. You know, you give somebody an inch, they try to take the whole ruler from you.
It's true.
And you know, I gotta be a man. You know, I can't just sit down. I gotta stand up. So, you know.
The iron class, bro?
Yeah. For real.
The iron class, that's a new one, man.
Yeah, man. I feel where you're coming from. Are you happier today? I always feel like you always look pensive. Like when I saw you long ago, and you know, without stories, long ago, you seem to be a happier person then than now. But I always attribute to the music industry can sometimes make you hate it.
Yeah.
The people being a part of it and everything else that go with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you know, as opposed to back then, like you say, back then it wasn't as serious as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the hater didn't even know to hate me back then. Cause it's like, who was that guy? And now it's like, oh, that's the one we supposed to hate and hate him hard type, you know. But it's, you know, I'm not mad, and it's really, when you're around some good optimistic people, you ain't got to be pessimistic.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to, you know, but you know, if you always around that element, you're going to be used to that. Like if you're always in that little, you know, ghetto mind state, you can move to the suburbs and still be tripping like the laws is finna kick your door in and you know you ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you know, with me, it's kind of the same because I come from that, but I still see a whole lot of that where I'm at, not even in that form. I know you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just gotta, you know, it's me by myself, really.
And you always say that. Is it really you by yourself?
It's really me by myself. I mean, it's certain people that play key roles, but I mean, at the end of the day, all the stuff say Z-Ro on it.
Mm-hmm.
It don't say Z-Ro and friends or, you know, Z-Ro and neighbors. You know what I'm saying? If it's me tripping about something about my album, it's me tripping about something about my album or my music. I ain't never tripping on our, because it ain't no our. It's mine. Mm-hmm. You know, every problem is mine. I don't got no, you know, no co-ed problems, no, nobody. They my problems. So it's like, and they really more, they're heavier today because the celebrity is heavier today than it was back then when I really could wake up and just focus on music. You know, I gotta wake up now and focus on the music and everything else. And, you know, doing it by yourself, I mean, I got some help now. I got my man Dollar right here, you know, taking some load out for me. That's a real good thing, keeping me working. But I mean, it's still, you know, it's come a long way. It's still a long way to go, though. But I mean, I think I'm doing good right now.
Do you ever feel like the music industry as a whole kind of like messed over Z-Ro? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the music business can take a hold of you and it can do things to you.
Yeah, it really can. Yeah, and I mean, I can say that to a certain extent, but then I can also say it has done to me what I've allowed it to do to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you know, by not being here to change it, I mean, I've been gone too much behind silliness, you know what I'm saying? It took some growing, you know, it took, I ain't never really just ran with the wrong crowd, because I don't do crowds. So I was making them decisions by myself. And then, you know, when you get around some people that ain't doing that, they showing you something else to do. Okay, now you got something else to do. It ain't, you know, I'm like a sponge and I'm soaking up what's around me. And if y'all around me with some BS, I'ma soak in BS and I'ma leave from here and carry BS on. Mm-hmm. But you know, y'all working in here, I'm around y'all and y'all working. I ain't got no choice but to either look like the oddball or get to work. So that's what it is.
That's what it is. Z-Ro and Lil O in the studio with us this morning. Lil O over there quiet, he just like...
I'm just listening, man.
Sometimes when you're around, because you know, you know, you got a track record yourself, man. It hasn't been that easy for you as well. You've been putting out records for a long period of time as well. Do you ever feel like you've achieved what you were supposed to achieve? Because you got a list of hits, but do you ever feel like, you know, something wrong happened somewhere?
You know, I live by the motto is, you know, I don't whine, I grind, and complaining never gets you nowhere. You get what I'm saying? It's like if you live your whole life feeling like you owe something, you'll never get nothing. You get what I'm saying? And that's one thing that was instilled in me. You know, is the hustle, man. I believe in God. Anything that's owed to me, I'm gonna get in due time. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is, I've seen them come, I've seen them go. Lil O is still here, and you know, and this isn't talking down on too many artists, but it's like I don't know too many people that's you know that stay booked and can do 35-minute, 40-minute long shows. You know what I'm saying? It's like cats with big records. It's like, I'm just being real. My mixtapes outsell these dudes, and that's with or without records. So it's like, to still be here and still making records and still be able to sell records and pack shows, it's a beautiful thing, man. And you know, the reality is God is good, man. And you know, it's tricks up my sleeve, man. It's a beautiful thing, and you know, the experience has made me stronger, made me wiser, and you know, everything happens for a reason, man. You know.
I gotta say this about O, man. O is the same whether he got a record going or whether he doesn't have a record going. You know, when he'll come through, He's times he's come through the booth, just shout out, time he's giving me stuff, and I'm like, I ain't gonna play it right now. O, I'm gonna get you in a minute. But he's still cool, and he's always chilled through the whole thing. So you know, all the time. So I gotta give it up to you on that one.
Well, it's just something that comes with. The thing with me is a lot of stuff I went through happened before the fame. You get what I'm saying? All my in and out in jail happened to me at an early age. You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of stuff that I feel cats that have never really lived that life, they get a little fame and they try to portray something and they really don't know what they're getting themselves into. You get what I'm saying? A lot of these cats, they get famous, then they want to, all of a sudden they want to start hanging with thugs and being on the block and whoop-de-whoop. Like, I was making the front page of the newspaper when I was 17. You know what I'm saying? So in and out of jail for 17 to 19 to 20. So it's like, you appreciate it more when you've really seen that. You know what I'm saying? When you really live that life and you know what it is, you don't wait till you get famous to be foolish. You get what I'm saying? And so it's a lot easier for me. I kind of knew better. You get what I'm saying? That, hey, this is a beautiful thing right now. You know, I'm blessed doing what I do. And, you know, so it takes a lot to make me mad. You get what I'm saying? Because I know what real beef is. You feel me?
Oh, and I got to ask you, and I'll probably take a break and come back with this. But I swear that I read somewhere, and I had never heard this before, that you had almost died.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, don't. I'm gonna talk about it after the break because I'm like, that ain't true. I said maybe it is though, because I know it was another life that you lived at one point. But we'll talk about it after the break. It's 8:40 Mad Morning Show on the BO.